Okay, hello Pia. So what can you tell us about your experiences of Agile in today's world, about how it is prevalent or not, and how the future is looking?
For the future, I think that all companies need to become more agile, because business agility is really what we need for the future when it comes to being able to adapt to a changing environment. Every organization needs to adapt to the changes in the world, and if we don't do that, we will ultimately die. So it's crucial for survival for organizations that we move to a more agile mindset. And it's about a mindset, it's about a culture, a new way of thinking and acting inside organizations.
Do you think it's actually necessary? Do you know of any examples that that we have, let's say, companies that are not agile in any way and that are not struggling in the market?
Depends on what you mean with struggling. Of course, there are profitable companies with miserable employees. Yes, and is that a successful company or not, you might ask yourself. For me, a successful company is a company where you use the strengths of every employee in the best possible way and let people give from their whole potential to the organization, not being boxed in by some job description or competency profile, but by being themselves, being able to contribute the things they can contribute with, and being allowed to do that. That would ultimately create profitable companies who can fulfill their higher purpose, which is a prerequisite today for companies to have a higher purpose that people can buy into and can feel that they really are contributing to something more than themselves, something meaningful. And I think that's a need hugely for the young generation today, that they don't work just for money anymore, but they work for creating meaningful value to some other group of people or a customer or whatever. And I think that's the definition of a successful organization. And that is also ultimately a profitable organization, because today organizations are not in business to make money. Organizations are in business to create some value to a customer. And when we are creating value, which I define as the outcome of something, it's not the output, it's not the produced good or service, it's the outcome. That's when this good or service is creating some kind of value at the customers. That's the outcome. When we create the outcome, then we will be profitable. But money is a consequence of the value creation process. It's not why we exist. So the focus needs to be on the value creation process rather than on the profit. So other kinds of goals become necessary in that kind of organizations.
Thank you for that. That's interesting. How do you think it all changed with regards to what was, let's say, 20 years ago? Because in Poland, I feel we're kind of lagging behind a bit, and we're transforming a lot right now. What is your sense of now versus what was 20 years ago worldwide?
Yeah, I think it's a much higher awareness today that people have to change to survive than we had 20 years ago. You could still move on without changing, but today it's a prerequisite for survival. And it's a paradigm shift that we see. We are definitely leaving industrialism behind us now and moving into the knowledge area where motivation is something that is the only thing that matters for people that are motivated, that I can be my best self in an organization.
Why do you think that may have changed? Is it the motivation itself now?
It's the technical development, digitalization, globalization. You may have heard of the term VUCA world, with high levels of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And this is increasing all the time, exponentially, the changes in the world. So nothing is really predictable anymore. And that's increasing. This VUCA is increasing all the time, and we have come to a point where smaller companies can really run a lot faster than the big giants. And if they work in a smart way, they can overtake in no time a market because they are more flexible, more adaptable, always looking at customer needs, creating more customer value. I have one example is the bus industry. The old bus companies are now overtaken by new, smaller actors who have apps where you can book your journey, you can pay via the app, and then you just step on the bus and go. And this is the way we want to consume services in the future, much more than, buying a ticket in some, some physical place or, it should be easy, it should be quick. Easy, quick services and products delivered in no time. We don't want to spend time on shopping, going out and into stores. We want to sit at home, look at the selection of clothes or furniture or whatever. So e-commerce is changing the whole thing as well. And the logistics is also changing. And there is no industry that has not been affected by digitalization today. All industries are affected.
Yeah, that's interesting. What about the people? Do you think they changed themselves significantly since the time that this agile approach was not that needed and that prevailed?
People have not changed in themselves. They are the same, I would say, but the habits and the behaviors have changed a lot. And the young generation today, they want to consume faster. And it needs to be easy, and they want to create value, and they want to move a lot more quickly. And the reasons for working are different for people. The reasons for working for my grandparents was to put bread on the table. The reason for working today is to actualize yourself, to be the best person you can be in this world. And in your life is to create your own life experience.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
What do you think would be maybe the one or the three biggest things that you would tell someone to think about while doing some kind of a mindset transformation in the company? What would be the most important thing to remember about having the back of your head?
Yeah, involving the people, number one. Because if you come top down and say, now we are going to change behaviors because we want to change the culture, it won't work for you. You need to involve people. You need to understand that people are a lot smarter, more creative than you think, and that they can be there to help you set your new strategy. They understand that there are rules. They will not do the wrong things if you don't police them. So involving people in the strategy creation and in all the big decisions in a company is maybe key. And then taking small steps in one direction. Agility is not something that you implement and then you're done, now we're agile. That's a misunderstanding. It's not an agile transformation. Instead, you're embarking on an agile journey, a culture journey, I used to call it, where we gradually, in small steps, increase the culture. And it's done by all the interactions that people have every day, all the things that people say and do in the organization every day. That is what ultimately forms the culture. So how can you change people's behaviors? How can you change their habits? And you can do that by giving them the prerequisites for changing habits and behaviors. And this is by changing the structures, by removing limiting structures like fixed budgets, fixed performance targets linked to salary boxes and rewards. It could be rigid processes, approval flows in systems. It can be many different things, checklists and status reports and things like that you are obliged to fill in, because you want to create this culture of trust and transparency and empowerment and self-leadership. Everybody needs to take responsibility in an agile organization, and that's a big difference, because in normal traditional organizations people don't need to take responsibility, and it's a lot more difficult to work in that kind of organization, right? Because you need to take responsibility, you need to take leadership for yourself and also for other people in some cases. And of course it's more difficult, but it's also a lot more rewarding for people to do that.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.